Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Charlie and I just finished taking the IDEOU Leading for Creativity course, and I want to take this video to give you my honest review and opinions about it. This is actually the second course that I've taken with IDEOU. The first course that I took last year was Creative Collaboration, and I actually really enjoyed that course and I found it very valuable, so I was really excited to be able to take this course. Now these two courses, along with a third course, are all part of the Foundations in Creative Leadership program. So once you complete all three courses, then you get a certificate to say that you finished it. You still get a certificate once you finish each individual course. So the course is 5 weeks long and they recommend you to take about 4 hours a week in order to finish it. If you want to, you can definitely work a little bit ahead and then complete the course faster, but you can't go past the cutoff date because it's with a cohort, meaning that you need to review other people's assignments. So you kind of just need to finish it before whatever date they specify for your cohort. At the time I took the course, it was $7.99 USD, which came out to a little over $1,000 Canadian. And in this video, I want to talk about the overall course structure, what I liked about it, what I disliked about it, and if I would recommend it. Just like the Creative Collaboration course I took last year with IDEOU, this is also a course done with a cohort, meaning that you had other people taking the course at the same time you were. And for me, I think it was a lot of people who are based out of North America and a few out of Europe. I also have my notes on the side, so if I'm looking off to the side, that's why. But in order to complete the course, you needed to earn stars, and you would get stars through completed assignments, quizzes, watching videos, and also giving feedback to other people who are taking the course with you. The instructor who is advertised in the course is Tim Brown, who is the CEO of IDEO, but you're not really talking to him and he's not reading your assignments or anything. He's just there presenting the videos that you are required to watch. So this is a very independent course for you to take, even though it is with a cohort. It's not like you're doing group assignments or anything. And what you get is actually a teaching team that you can tag for feedback and ask any questions. There are also weekly community Zoom calls. There are 2 times per week, and you just choose whichever one that you wanted to attend to that fit your schedule. And these are not mandatory. You don't earn stars through going to those community calls. They're just there if you want extra engagement or to converse more with your teaching assistant or any other people from your cohort. Once you're signed up and ready to go, the first thing you do is go through an onboarding session for the online learning platform that they're using, which is NovoEd. And through that onboarding session, you understand how to navigate the system, and you also get to introduce yourself to the rest of your cohort. And this onboarding session is kind of like an introduction to the course. Then 4 days after that initial start date, that's when all of the other lessons are released. When it comes to the lesson structure, there are 4 lessons with videos, quizzes, which are in multiple choice and long form answer, which I wasn't used to because I didn't have that in the previous course, and I thought it was pretty interesting. And then there's also an assignment. Then after the assignment, there's a peer feedback where you have to read 2 assignments from other people in your cohort and give feedback to them in order to complete that one lesson. Also at the end, there is an explore more section, which just gives you links to other articles to help further your learning. And in the final week is a course conclusion, so you get to reflect on how you feel like the course went and what you would like to use and take with you into becoming a better creative leader. So this course is completely self-paced, but for every assignment there is a recommended due date just to keep you on track for finishing the course on time. And for these assignments, what you're tasked to do is identify certain challenges or tensions in your current company and then think up ways to overcome those challenges. So in my experience, it's always best if you're honest, because then you can really figure out what you should be doing to improve things, and also that helps you get better feedback from the rest of your cohort. And if you're a freelancer or a contractor and you're not working with a team, you could still take this course. I've had other people in my cohort who are kind of in that situation, but what they did was just use past experiences and apply them and think of it kind of like a reflection or a retrospective on what they could have done differently with what they learned from this course. The 3 main topics in IDEOU's Leading for Creativity course are 1, leading with a strong perspective, 2, leading through culture, and 3, leading alongside. For each assignment, they do give you a good overview on how to complete it, and they also give you a couple of sample assignments so you can see how they are done by people who have previously taken the course. And my personal tip as someone who has completed this course and also done like another course with IDEOU is that you want to get your assignments done as early as you possibly can. So because people need to review other assignments in order to earn stars and complete the course for themselves, you want to post yours early so that you can get more feedback and more eyes on it. The later you post your assignment, the more people who would have already moved on, they probably won't be looking at previous assignments because they're already past that point. So you're not really getting as much feedback as you possibly could, and there's just going to be more assignments that you have to compete with. If you're one of the first couple people to do your assignment and submit it, then more people are just going to take a look at it. And what was different and what I actually liked about this course over the course I took last year was that all of the answers are filled out in a form for your assignment, so you're not like uploading a PDF or anything. And I just thought that was a lot easier because there were some kind of like weird PDF things like formatting issues or expectations of what you need to do to complete the assignment in the PDF that just like wasn't very PDF friendly. For example, you would have to like fill out a chart and like draw things in. And then just like, if you're in a PDF, it just like, unless you have the software, it's just not very accessible that way. So I really liked how they just put it into like a form answer. But because of that, when you're completing your assignment, I highly recommend that you open up like Notion or Google Docs in order to like write it somewhere else before you actually like type it into your assignment on the learning platform, just so you can save it somewhere and review it after the course is finished. And yeah, just when you are completing the assignment, I always feel like it's best for you to do it as honestly as possible because that is the way to get genuine feedback. One thing that I know I'm not at that section yet, but we're almost in the like section, but one thing I really enjoyed about this course was just getting feedback from other people, especially working in like small teams or like even as a solo designer. I really appreciate that feedback. And a lot of the people taking these leadership courses are like UX managers, staff designers, directors and stuff. So like being able to get feedback from people who are a position above me was really valuable, and I really found a lot of value in that. Okay, now let's go into the likes first. What I liked about this course was actually I really liked how it was hard, especially the first part about leading with a strong perspective. In that portion of the course, you're really learning about how to frame good questions and write good how might we statements. And yeah, it was really hard. It's hard coming up with good questions, but I found it to be very valuable. They also gave you a lot of examples to learn from, and immediately I felt like I can apply this into my current role. So I thought that was really exciting and also really helpful. Like, I like that it was difficult because if it was too easy, then it's like, why am I even here, right? And another thing is that I feel like they might have updated the course in 2022, which made it a lot more relevant, because in my previous video, one of my dislikes was that all of the rituals that they talked about were things that you would do in the office and stuff. And you know, like in my experience, I've been working from home in my last 1, 2, 3 roles at this point. So yeah, it was just like some of the things that they were saying and the advice they were giving weren't really relevant, or I couldn't really apply them because I was working remotely. So I thought that they updated it to talk more about remote opportunities and ways to grow the culture remotely, and I really enjoyed that and I appreciated it. There were a lot of great examples of like good how might we questions, good questions to ask the team, and like ways to facilitate conversation. Plus, I also really enjoyed the cohort experience. I've always felt like that was just one of the strongest points about this course in general, learning from people who are above you, seeing that they also deal with their own tensions and having like relatable challenges in your cohort was really nice to see, and it was like very helpful for me. Another thing that I liked about the course was the teaching assistant. So in my previous course, I keep comparing it to my previous course, but in my previous course, I never like tagged the teaching assistant. So I actually never got any of their feedback to anything that I commented on or anything that I submitted as an assignment. However, in this one, I still didn't do any of that like tagging and stuff, but I had one teaching assistant, Donna, who was such an MVP, so proactive, took initiative to really give feedback. And like, I didn't even tag her, but she still did that. And she also provided additional resources. So I think she was just a really good TA. And if you are taking a course with IDEOU, if you have Donna in there, then like I think you're like super set. She was really amazing and very helpful. The last thing I wanted to mention about my likes was that there was no test. I don't like taking tests. I haven't taken a test in a very long time, so I'm not like a studier. So I really like courses that don't require you to take a test, and there are quizzes, but you know, you get retries and everything, so that was okay. Now, as for dislikes, there are a few things that I wanted to bring up, and one of them is just like kind of the weird UI. I do have like screenshots or like video captures of this section, but you can answer questions, get something wrong, and they'll still say that you completed 100%. This is such a nitpicky thing, but it's just a little weird for me, so yeah, like some of the UI could be improved a bit. Another thing that I dislike, but I kind of knew this walking into the course, was that there is no like one-on-one feedback. I didn't really expect to have like a one-on-one with the CEO of IDEO, of course, but there also wasn't any like one-on-ones with the TAs. The only kind of like real life, same time kind of face-to-face interaction that you would get with them, where if you were to go to one of those community meetings or those Zoom calls that they had every week, again, those are not mandatory. And if you are looking for a course that offers you one-to-one mentorship, this probably wouldn't be the right one for you, but I still found that there was a lot of valuable stuff just with the course in general and with the learning material provided. Another thing that I disliked, and this is really just like a normal human kind of thing, but like sometimes you just get really generic feedback from your cohort. Maybe there are people who are just, you know, trying to speed through the course, or people who, I don't know, need to earn their stars. So they just say, hey, this was really good and stuff like that. They don't really have a lot of like great feedback. You can't really help that. This isn't like an IDEOU kind of issue, but sometimes you do get that kind of feedback. So if you were taking the course, I highly recommend that you ask good questions and you try to facilitate like a good conversation through your feedback in order to help other people improve, and also to help yourself really learn how to ask better questions and give more productive or constructive feedback for your peers. I think like the final dislike that I really had about the course was that it really felt short. When it came to the course being 5 weeks long, I would say like 1 week was for onboarding, I guess, and then another week was for conclusion. The whole, like the actual content of the course was 3 lessons. I'm pretty sure in my previous course that I took last year, it had like 4 lessons or something. Not to say that it wasn't valuable or anything, but it did fell short, like 3 actual learning modules. Now for final thoughts before my camera battery dies, I would say that this course is like other online courses where you really get what you give. If you wanted to speed run through this course, give really generic feedback, earn your stars, and just kind of like 3 times, 4 times speed all the videos so you can say that you watched it, you totally could. You can even, I guess, use ChatGPT to come up with your responses for your assignments and just do the bare minimum in order to get your certificate. But really, you're not learning anything, and the best way for you to really get the most out of this course is to actually genuinely put in the effort. If you're not, I honestly think that like taking any online course is just a waste of time, in my opinion. So really, like if you're gonna take it, like put some effort into it, really try to reflect and improve and be genuine in your responses, and also try to help the other people in your cohort by giving good feedback. And finally, would I recommend this course? I personally definitely would recommend this course for you. I found it to be very valuable. I learned a lot. I got a lot of really good like learning resources, and I'm excited to apply this in my role. Now, I will say that this course will only be very beneficial to you if you are in a senior position or up. If you're junior and intermediate, it's just a little too early for you to be sitting in on those responsibilities and having those leadership opportunities. So if you're a junior or intermediate, maybe keep this course in the back of your mind once you get into a more senior position. And for now, if you're, you know, in a junior or an intermediate position, just focus on practicing and getting better at those UX fundamentals. Now, I think this brings us to the very end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And if you're interested in taking a look at the course, I will have a link in my description. And I just want to say thank you once again for watching. And yeah, just thank you as always. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.